What's your supplement routine like?
Well, I mean, one thing that I've implemented, which I started day before the surgery, was HMB, and off the top of my head, that's it actually it's an acronym. It stands for it's a certain type of amino acid. It's a non-essential amino acid, but I used it last year when I had my thighs done last year. Same type of surgery, and I really didn't lose any muscle mass at all. And it seems like I'm having similar success this time. I really don't feel like, I mean, looking in the mirror. I mean, I've lost my pump, but I don't think I've really lost any muscle mass. So even like my body, everything is rock hard. I mean, I'm not not flabby or anything like that. So I'm definitely feeling like I'm not losing any strength or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure if I do lose anything, it might be a few pounds here and there, but I'll probably be able to walk right back in to my normal routine just like I did last year.
That's awesome.
I'll take it easy for the first few weeks, just not to overload any tendons or anything like that, or tear anything, just to avoid injury. But I think I'll be fine. And my normal routine, I take creatine every day. I take a multivitamin every day. Zinc, vitamin D3, vitamin K2, which keeps the vitamin D3 from leaching calcium out of your bones, and put plaque in your arteries. There's just a lot of different things that I do. But and I don't have a huge supplement regimen, but what I do, I found that it works, and I just stick with it.
Yeah, that makes sense. For the HMB, any thoughts here? Like how much of that stuff you taking? Is it?
Right now, I'm doing about 5 grams a day, so it's not a huge amount. The only thing I would tell you, like I'm kind of hardcore when it comes to that. So I just kind of shoot the powders down and chase them down with a drink. That one tastes really nasty.
Yeah.
It's like eating, I don't know, like baby powder or something like that. It's awful. But I just kind of get it over with. I just take it every day, and just a matter of a course, and it seems to be working.
That's great. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of the same stuff. You mentioned the creatine, the vitamin D, the HMB, the multivitamin. Occasionally I'll do some EAAs, especially I'm trying to get my protein up. I unfortunately still fall a little bit short, so I try to cover some of the gaps with some amino acids. I think it was Tony Horton, was the creator of P90X. He
Yes, he
swears
was.
by. Have you heard this with HMB? He got
No,
really.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got really sick with
I
something.
know he got sick. I didn't know he. I mean, I know Tony Horton. I actually used to use P90X, back in the day, so I'm familiar with him. He's actually from Rhode Island.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got sick. I forget what it was, and one part of his recovery, he had lost a lot of muscle, and he was looking to try to gain what he had lost. And a friend kind of got him into HMB, and he swore by it. So,
Well,
I think
it works. There's no question about it. Because I'll tell you, last year, I mean, I had some serious complications after my thigh surgery. I went through all the infections and whatnot after that, and I really didn't lose anything. If anything, I came back just as strong, if not stronger. And I was out of. Let me think. I got the surgery almost the same time as I did last year, and I wasn't fully recovered from that until mid-April. And I don't think I was able to really start lifting again until probably. You know what? I probably went back a little sooner than I should have, because I was just like pulling my hair out. But I probably didn't get back in the gym until maybe mid-February. I hadn't really done any lifting. The only thing I was doing was doing some rowing. And not utilizing my legs, not like a normal row, because I had my legs were all bandaged up or whatever. So I was just kind of getting on the rowing machine. Probably shouldn't have done it, but it worked out, And matter of fact, I ended up discovering I like rowing machines. I ended up buying one, but yeah. So that stuff, it definitely seems to work. I wasn't aware of the Tony Horton connection there, but I agree with him. Definitely, if you're recovering, or even somebody who's an older person who's dealing with muscle wasting, uh, whether some kind of illness or something like that. Not even, you don't even have to really be a bodybuilder. I think it just helps to keep things in check. You know what I mean? While you're battling the illness. Maybe you're you know calorie depleted. Maybe they're not eating as well as they should or whatever. It definitely helps out.
Awesome. Ron, just real quick while we're talking about supplements here, what's your thoughts on stuff like krill oil or some of those omega-3 fatty acid supplements? Is that anything you're into? You doing anything with those?
I take fish oils every day. Matter of fact, it's kind of funny because I take a 1,200 milligram fish oil. It's got all the good omegas in it and whatnot. And it's funny because when I open the bottle, my two pups, I have a Scruffy, the golden doodle, and I've got Evie the whippet, and they hear the bottle and they come running because they get their fish oils every day too. So I give the bottle a little rattle. They know the difference between the sound of that bottle and all the other stuff that I take, and they come running over. They sit right there and wait for their fish oil capsule every day, and it keeps them in shape too.
That's
good for
funny.
their fur, good for their hair, their eyes, all that stuff.
That's awesome. Any other kind of muscle building, fat loss, appetite suppressant type supplements you've found useful in the past, or?
I use whey protein isolate every day. I use a collagen peptide, which I swear by. I've definitely noticed my joints are a lot better. I don't get the joint soreness that I used to get, and it's certainly helping in my obviously with this type of a surgery, I've been cut open, and as my friend from church, he pointed out, he said, my God, that's like you had an autopsy, or worse than an autopsy, and the collagen peptides, I think, definitely play a role. The zinc, obviously, too, and all that, and just the high protein intake and recovering from that sort of thing. But the collagen peptides, I swear by them. They're just a great thing. And I like I said, I recently started putting it in my coffee, which I'm not even a coffee drinker, but I kind of go with a girly coffee, like a pumpkin spice or something like that. And no offense to women at all, but my stepson actually informed me the other day that the pumpkin spice latte is kind of a girly drink, I guess. So I was like, well, whatever, it tastes good.
Yeah.
And it gets the protein down the hatch, so I'm cool with that,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll put a scoop, 25 grams of whey protein isolate and 20 grams of the collagen peptides in the coffee and drink that, and it actually tastes like a coffee drink. I think I mentioned that earlier, but it's a great way to get a little caffeine in your system, pre-workout, and get some good healthy protein in there too, with minimal calorie impact as well. Just no carbs or anything. So I'll do that and eat something with it. Like a piece of fruit or whatever, sweet potato, whatever.
I love coffee. I mean, I try to have just a cup a day, but I might give that a go, because that sounds like a good way to try to get some extra protein.
No, yeah, it's a great way. I mean, like I'll I would definitely recommend, like I'll use a high quality vanilla whey protein isolate, something that's not using like all weird artificial sweeteners or something like that. I forget what's in the one that I use, but I think I think it's maybe stevia, if I'm not mistaken, or something plant-based. It's not like NutraSweet or anything like that. So I try to stay away from that stuff as much as possible, but it actually gives it a nice flavor. It's actually, the two of those. And the funny thing is, when you put it in a 10-ounce cup of coffee, it doesn't get like all thick like a protein shake would. You know what I mean? Like, when you put it in water, it's kind of like gummy. I guess because I add a little 1% milk to it, so I'm not killing the protein with heat. So it's a little cooler, and then I mix it in, and it's great. I actually enjoy it. It's not even like I'm drinking a protein shake.